Welcome to Spring LIB.
All right. So for this problem, we already have the circuit, and we do not know the value of C1, C2, and C3. However, we have this this diagram, and we also know that from this diagram we can read V1 is a function of C3, right? And we also know that as C3 increases to infinity, V1 equal to 10 volts. So these are the information we obtained from this chart, and by looking at this circuit, we can actually obtain the expression of V1 and the C3, because C2 and C3 they are connected in parallel. So the combined capacitance of C2 and C3 will be C23 equal to C2 plus C3 simply. Okay, and the potential drop across C1 in this case will be V1. V1 will be equal to V times C2 plus C3, which is the combined capacitance, divided by C1 plus C2 plus C3. I should use parentheses here. Okay. So this is the expression of V1 versus C3. So because as C3 increases to infinity, we can see that this expression just become 1, right? Because as C3 become infinity, the numerator is infinity, and it's the numerator just becomes C3, and the denominator is also C3. So this is almost 1. So in that case, V1, so we see C3 to infinity simply equal to V, equal to 10 volts. So the voltage of the battery is simply equal to 10 volts. And then we can utilize the two special points in this curve. So this is the first point, and here is the second point. We can utilize the two points to solve for the C1 and C2. So suppose we use, oh, by the way, C3s, the scale here is 12 microfarads. So we can see by looking at this point, we have 5 volts equal to C2 plus 6, right? So this is 6. See, here is 6. And divide by C1 plus, hold on. Yeah. So C1 plus C2 plus 6, right? Times V, where V is simply equal to 10. So this is the first equation. And the second equation, we can look at this point, just by looking at this point. So we have 2 equal to, at that point, C3 is 0. So C2 and C1 plus C2 times 10. So we have these two equations, right? So we have two independent equations, and we have two unknown variables, C1 and C2. So we can solve for C1 and C2 by looking at these two equations. And you can obtain C1 is 8 microfarads, and C2 is 2 microfarads. Okay.